Carlos Carvalhal was a surprise appointment for Swansea City, and the move is turning out pretty well as the Welsh side has beaten Arsenal and Liverpool to climb out of the Premier League drop zone for the first time since match day 10. The 52-year-old Portuguese manager was hired by Swans 4 days after he left Sheffield Wednesday of the Football League Championship, and now he's going to head back to Hillsborough Stadium for a FA Cup fifth-round match after Swans stomped Notts County 8-1 on Tuesday. More USMNT's Johansson's clever Bremen goal. Despite the unceremonious end to his life with Wednesday, Carvalhal has a lot of fond memories and can't wait for a February 17th date which will feel like going home. From swansacity.com, I don't know if you know, but in our second season there we got more points than they had got in 50 years. It was the third highest record they'd had in 150 years. We got to the playoffs twice and that's something very strong which means I am very connected with the club. It's the same with Besiktas, I will always be linked with that club. I believe one day it will be the same with Swansea, I will be a Jack. Follow at Nicolas Mendola. All but one FA Cup fifth-round spot has been earned, and the soon-to-be-filled vacancy provides an interesting debate topic. Rochdale is a League One entity, and has yet to rise any higher than England's third tier. The Dale, as they are known, sit in the relegation zone and will be sent down without a rich vein of league form or at least wins in a few of their several matches in hand. But Rochdale upset Football League Championship side Millwall on Tuesday and will move on to the fifth round. Their opponent is the only unknown berth left in the tournament, and the winner of Wednesday's playoff tie could hardly vary more. Swans Carvalhal gets FA Cup reunion. The Dale could draw Newport County, a League Two side it's played twice in history when both shared that division in 2013-14. It's a very winnable contest, and could send Rochdale into the quarter-finals where it could face a giant of the English game. And keep in mind, they could still well lose the match. Or the Dale could just do that now, and guaranteed at home. Tottenham Hotspur is a heavy favourite to win its replay at Wembley Stadium, and would pack Scotland Stadium for what could be a once-in-a-lifetime matchup on February 17th. The rub here is that a loss to Spurs would then ease the schedule burden for the relegation fight. Again, Spurs are probably going to hammer Newport County on Wednesday, the visitors having earned enough respect by forcing the replay. Newport is 25-1 underdogs to win. But assume it's open-ended. Who would you prefer? We choose Spurs, but only by a bit. Given the American equivalent of our fourth-tier club meeting either a fellow NPSL, PDL side or New York City FC, well, rent a nice chair for Mr. Vieira. Follow at Nicolas Mendola. Orlando City CEO Alex Lateo took the microphone for one last set of comments about the club's former star striker Cyle Larin, saying this was indeed the last time he'd talk about the Canadian striker engineering a transfer to Besiktas by refusing to acknowledge validity in his contract with the MLS club. Lateo torrent Larin. More USMNT's Johansson's clever Bremen goal. The 22-year-old player was clear that he planned to leave MLS following last season, but he thought he was free to leave the team while Orlando expected a transfer fee which it eventually received. Lateo said players are becoming more professional all the time, but Larin is an exception to the rule. When Larin showed up at Besiktas, the thought process changed at Orlando City. From ProSoccerusa.com's Alicia Delgado, at this moment, we have a conversation. What's the point to force a player with that character, with that personality, a troublemaker? What's the point of bringing a player like that back to the club? Lateo said. So we decided to engage in negotiations with the Turkish club and came up with, in my opinion, a very good negotiation and result for us as a club. Larin was on the bench with the hopes of making his Besiktas debut in Tuesday's Turkish Cup win over Gençlerbirliği Ankara, but did not make an appearance. Follow at Nicolas Mendola. Patrice Evra on one side and Pablo Zabaleta on the other. What are Nemanja Vidic and Martin Demichelis up to? That theoretical back four won't be getting together at the London Stadium for West Ham United, but left-back Evra could be joining right-back Zabaleta with the Irons as soon as Wednesday. More USMNT's Johansson's clever Bremen goal. Reports say Evra, who left Marseille earlier this season after kicking a fan in a disgraceful pre-match incident, is set to join old boss David Moyes at West Ham for the rest of the season. West Ham sits 12th but is just 3 points out of 18th. Left-sided man Arthur Masuaku has been pretty darn good for the Irons, but was suspended for spitting at Nick Powell during FA Cup play. Aaron Cresswell played in his stead as the left wing-back in a 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 should provide Evra more comfort in building up his game, but will perhaps demand a bit more run-up to match fitness. Like the move. Follow at Nicolas Mendola. On Sunday we analyzed the run-ins for a bevy of clubs vying to avoid relegation from the Premier League to the Football League Championship. Tonight we deal in the race for the top 4, more USMNT's Johansson's clever Bremen goal, while we're still including Man City despite its 13-point table advantage and status as an almost certain place title winner. The leaders still face every top 4 contender except Spurs. Read on to see why a certain outsider stands a very good chance of renewing acquaintances with the top 4. Man City 69 PTS Saturday, Leicester City H February 13th, Basel A, UCL February 19th, Wigan A, FA Cup February 25th, Arsenal, League Cup Final March 1st, Arsenal A March 4th, Chelsea H March 7th, Basel H March 12th, Stoke A March 17th, FA Cup Quarters, or March 18th, Brighton H March 31st, Everton A April 3 quarters, UCL Quarters April 7th, Manchester United H April 10 11th, UCL Quarters April 14th, Spurs A April 21st, FA Cup Semis, or Swansea City H April 24 25th, UCL Semis April 28th, West Ham A May 1/2, UCL Semis May 5th, Huddersfield Town H May 13th, Southampton A May 19th, FA Cup Final May 26th, UCL Final. The read, those are a lot of matches. It's difficult to imagine City will lose the league even if its injury problems grow, but the congestions is going to cause a lot of consternation for Guardiola as he chases 4 trophies. Manchester United 56 Sunday, Newcastle United A February 17th, Huddersfield Town A, FA Cup February 21st, Sevilla A, UCL February 25th, Chelsea H March 5th, Crystal Palace A March 10th, Liverpool H March 13th, Sevilla H March 17th, FA Cup Quarters, or March 18th, West Ham A March 31st, Swansea City H April 3 quarters, UCL Quarters April 7th, Manchester City A April 10 11th, UCL Quarters April 14th, West Brom H April 21st, FA Cup Semis, or Bournemouth A April 24 25th, UCL Semis April 28th, Arsenal H May 1/2, UCL Semis May 5th, Brighton A May 13th, Watford H May 19th, FA Cup Final May 26th, UCL Final. The read, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea all have to come to Old Trafford, and the Manchester derby wedged between a pair of possible Champions League quarter-finals doubles down on the intrigue at the Etihad Stadium. United should still finish second, though. Liverpool 51 Sunday, Southampton A February 14th, Porto A, UCL February 24th, West Ham H March 3rd, Newcastle H March 6th, Porto H March 10th, Manchester United A March 17th, Watford H March 31st, Crystal Palace A April 3 quarters, UCL Quarters April 7th, Everton A April 10 11th, UCL Quarters April 14th, Bournemouth H April 21st, West Brom A, moved if WBA makes FA Cup Semis April 24 25th, UCL Semis April 28th, Stoke City H May 1/2, UCL Semis May 5th, Chelsea A May 13th, Brighton H May 26th, UCL Final. The read, Liverpool's disappointing FA Cup exit sets itself up nicely in February as the only club with just 3 dates remaining, and the Reds don't face 3 of their top 4 competitors. Could this give them enough ammunition to pass United? Absolutely. Chelsea 50 February 12th, West Brom H February 16th, Hull City H, FA Cup February 20th, Barcelona H, UCL February 25th, Manchester United A March 4th, Manchester City A March 10th, Crystal Palace H March 14th, Barcelona A, UCL March 17th, FA Cup Quarters, or Burnley A April 1st, Spurs H April 3 quarters, UCL Quarters April 7th, West Ham H April 10 11th, UCL Quarters April 14th, Southampton A April 21st, FA Cup Semis, or Huddersfield Town H April 24 25th, UCL Semis April 28th, Swansea May 1/2, UCL Semis May 5th, Liverpool H May 13th, Newcastle United A May 19th, FA Cup Final May 26th, UCL Final. The read, Chelsea's chances of dropping out of the top 4, at least temporarily, are very high, with 4 of 5 matches between February 20th and March 14th coming against Barcelona twice, Manchester United, and Manchester City. Spurs and Liverpool are also on the docket, but come to Stamford Bridge. Tottenham Hotspur 49 Wednesday, Newport County, FA Cup replay Saturday, Arsenal H February 13th, Juventus A, UCL February 17th, Rockdale A, FA Cup if still in competition February 26th, Crystal Palace A March 3rd, Huddersfield Town H March 7th, Juventus H, UCL March 11th, Bournemouth A March 16th, Newcastle H, or March 17th, FA Cup Quarters April 1st, Chelsea A April 3 quarters, UCL Quarters April 7th, Stoke City A April 10 11th, UCL Quarters April 14th, Manchester City H April 21st, FA Cup Semis, or Brighton A April 24 25th. UCL semis April 28, Watford H May 1 half UCL semis May 5, West Brom May 13, Leicester City H May 19, FA Cup final May 26, UCL final The Reed. If Spurs get past Juve, they'll face the following between April 1 to 14, a UCL quarter-finalist twice, Man City, Chelsea, and Stoke. One of those things is not like the others. The key will be emerging from that stretch relatively unscathed, because points are there for the taking the rest of the way. Arsenal 45 February 10 Spurs A February 15 Ostersunds FKA UEL February 22 Ostersunds FKH UEL February 25 Manchester City League Cup Final March 1 Manchester City H March 4 Brighton A March 8 UEL Round of the 16th of March 11 Watford H March 15 UEL Round of the 16th of March 17 Leicester City A April 1 Stoke City H April 5 UEL Quarters April 7 Southampton H April 12 UEL Quarters April 14 Newcastle United A April 21 West Ham H April 26 UEL Semis April 28 Manchester United A May 3 UEL Semis May 5 Burnley H May 13 Huddersfield Town A May 19 UEL Final The Reed. If Arsenal gets through the next 3 weeks in decent table position, beginning with Saturday's away North London derby, the Gunners may well wind up dueling with Liverpool, Chelsea, and Spurs for third, let alone fourth. As noted, the Reds' schedule may push them out of the discussion, but if Alexis Sanchez leaving Arsenal has exorcised its demons, well, Arsenal and fourth have often gone together like red wine and pasta sauce. Prediction based on all of the above, foolishly assuming no major injuries, and making lightning-quick estimates: Man City, 96 points; Manchester United, 87; Liverpool, 85; Spurs, 77; Arsenal, 77; Chelsea, 75. Follow at Nicolas Mandela.